Welcome back. In this Geo-Surface tutorial video, we're going to look at backing up and restoring your drainage design projects. So this is a really important concept to understand because Geo-Surface is not like a traditional software that you install on your computer or a cloud-based platform where your data goes into the provider's cloud. So when you're using Geo-Surface, the only place that the data exists is in your web browser on your local computer. Nothing goes to our backend. We don't store any of your data, any of your information, and nothing gets saved automatically to your computer either. So really important, there's especially if you're working on large projects, that you get into the habit of creating backups as you go, so that if something does go wrong, you can easily restore that backup and keep working without losing what you've just been doing for the past few hours, which is very frustrating. So what I have here is an example project. So this is one that I've been working on. And as you can see in the background, I've got a reference image that I loaded. So that was provided by a consultant, specifying target areas that needed tile drainage so that we can install irrigation on this field. And I've used that reference image to try and target that. And I've got my design here, how I like it. So the import-export, again, you can make a habit of doing this every 5, 10, 20 minutes as you work. And you can just either keep overwriting the old file or just create a new one. It doesn't matter. Very simple. You just go to the Import Export tab and you click on Backup Project. So it'll create a pop-up for you, and by default then it'll just name the backup GSA project. It'll have today's date and current time information. So I'm just going to click Save, and that is all that you need to do. So what it will have done now is it takes everything that we have loaded in the project. So we had the elevation that we downloaded from the LiDAR. We've obviously got our drainage design. We got a hillshade layer. We have flow lines that I was using to help me with my placements. We've also got the ponding layer, depressions, wetness, everything's there, and also that reference image all here. So what we're looking for is all of that needs to get packaged up so that we can restore it in another session. So let me just refresh the page, and we've now gone to a completely clean slate. So let's say by accident, if I accidentally hit refresh or something, I would have lost everything that I just had open then if I hadn't backed it up. So now we're going to go back to the import export, and we're going to choose Restore Project. And I'm going to find that project that I just restored. And it'll import everything step by step. So firstly, it imports any background layers, any map layers that we have loaded on our elevation source. And now you can see it's importing all of the individual drainage lines one by one. And as it does that, it reruns all of the validation on them. So what we'll see now is it's turned on. It doesn't save the state. So you'll see maybe some of your layers that you weren't using are going to be turned back on. And you might just need to come in and turn off anything that you're not currently wanting to see. And you can also then adjust your transparencies again as needed. But all of the critical data has been restored. You can see there's our reference image that's come back. All of the layers that we previously had again have come back as well. So again, make a habit of backing up and restoring as you work. And certainly when you complete a project, then you can just save a backup of it, and the backups are just a zipped folder. So inside the zipped folder, it has everything that we need. And you just, when you restore, again, we're just looking for a compressed zipped folder. So there's the project that we just created, and maybe make a habit of also saving those to your cloud storage or whatever you do to back up your important files on your computer. You probably want to back those up as well so that you always have those to restore in the future. Also to note here, if you're working as a consultant and you're working with clients and they don't have access to this pro version, if you create a backup, you can actually then send them that backup, that zipped folder, and they can restore that backup in the free Geo-Surface Viewer. So anybody can access the free viewer, and if you have a project that was created in here, they can actually then restore the backup and they can see exactly what you were looking at, and they can see the lines. They can't edit it, they can't run any of the tools that you use in the pro version, but they can open it and they can view it and they can see the individual lines. They have access to all of this as well when you're actually viewing a backup. So that's also a useful tool if you're working with others that need access to the design.